So, Ashura, do you want to summon back Rofelia and Audri?
It has been a minute since we've last spoken with them, hasn't it?
It's been more than a minute. It's been days.
I'm not even going to bother this time. All right. And it looks like they've been through some stuff. All right, let's get an update. Hello again.
Oh, hello.
Welcome back.
We missed you. I have to put up with him alone.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
How have you two been since we last spoke?
Oh,
It's been a lot.
yeah.
Oh, you mean like a lot has happened, or it's been hard being away from this cave and living in the other world is so frustrating?
I think he's trying to be deep, but I don't think he knows that he's in the kiddie pool.
A lot has happened.
Oh, okay.
And it's been very heavy mentally and emotionally. And physically, actually, also.
And spiritually.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I see. So I think last time we spoke, you just killed a lot of cultists and mummies.
Yeah, we had just finished our first expedition when that happened.
Hmm.
Since then, yeah, a lot has definitely happened.
That feels like a lifetime ago.
So, can you tell us what's the first thing that happened after we sent you back?
Well, we finished our way across the desert.
Oh, so you made it out.
Yeah.
Yes. We decided that we needed to investigate Minalta for a number of reasons, and that is on the other side of the spine.
What is Minalta? Is it a city?
Country.
Oh, okay. And what was it that you had to investigate?
There's many things. Guy had some family, and he needed to find some answers, and I believe I mentioned the data terminal last time, but that was also in Minolta.
Oh, yeah. Rofelia was the administrator of the data terminal kingdom.
N- Not quite, but yeah, close. Administrator for Savina, the Violet Moon,
Oh, okay.
and the data terminal is how I was to find some answers regarding some of the mysterious things she was talking about, and that was also in Minolta. And there was some evidence leading to finding my brother there as well.
Oh, so it's kind of a convenient place to go to, I guess.
I wouldn't use the word convenient.
Um, an intersection of plots.
Yes, it would seem so.
There were definitely a lot of reasons to go there.
Okay. Well, first of all, did you find your brother?
Um, yes, I did, but he was very changed when I found him.
That doesn't sound like the good kind of change.
It's very difficult to describe, but he was part machine, part giant worm.
Hmm.
Giant worm.
Giant worm machine.
Yes, more serpentine, but he was very different, and I don't think he was all there.
What ended up happening?
We managed to track him to where he was. He built a nest of humanoid bones, likely from the people he's eaten.
I wonder if Guy's dad's bones were in that.
That is a good question. They might have been. My brother ate my friend's dad.
Oh,
Oh, huh?
It's okay. They didn't have a good relationship anyways. That's what Guy said. It still bothers me.
I mean, that's a new one.
did your brother have any tendencies to eat people before he left home?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
And he wasn't worm-like or machine-like back then.
N- no. He didn't look like my brother until I dispelled the magic that was changing his body, and then Audrey helped me remove the metallic shard that was embedded in his chest. After that, he healed fairly quickly, and he looked like himself again, and he was okay.
All right,
Okay enough.
that's good.
Yeah.
It's always excellent to hear.
And he didn't want to go back to being a machine worm.
No.
Okay, that's a good sign.
I mean, would you still love him if he was a worm?
I mean, yes, he's still my brother.
Good to hear.
Rofelia can talk to animals anyways.
Yes, yes.
I honestly did not know that part.
Oh, did I not mention that I suppose I wasn't talking very much last time, wasn't I?
No, no.
I'm a druid.
Well, you seem to be talking a lot more or now, which I'm really glad about. And I think the kitties enjoy it too.
Yes. How are they? How are you?
Yeah, we're fine. We just got back from our trip to hell. We had a party in hell, and
It was a hell of a party.
yeah, I got a blind date for Ashura. A lot has happened.
And it looks like my kitties are still interested in you.
But what sort of place did you and your brother grow up in?
Oh, well, my brother grew up in the village, but it was destroyed a long time ago. I think it still hurts him.
Oh, does he have like burn marks from it, or why does it still hurt?
Yes, actually, he does have on his left side. He can't hear very well from that side either.
Ah,
I don't have a lot of memories from that time. I was too young.
but you didn't grow up in the same village?
No, it was completely destroyed, along with most everyone in it except for me and my brother and my sister.
Hmm. How did you manage to escape?
My mother, actually. I was too young. Really, I couldn't. I was barely practiced at walking, let alone running. But I was injured and my mother got me out of there. But she was also very hurt.
What damaged her?
I'm not sure. There was a lot of fire. She passed away.
So sorry to hear that.
How did you survive after that? Can't be easy for you and your siblings.
No. Well, actually, I got separated from them, so I was alone. But my den mother, she took care of me.
Oh, what's a den mother?
What I called the mountain lion that took care of me.
How did she find you?
I think she was summoned by my actual mother before she died.
To take care of you.
Yeah,
Well, that's kind of her.
yeah. She was a good mother.
And how was it growing up with a den mother? Did she ground you if you were bad?
Oh, no. It was difficult to learn how to survive out there, but I eventually learned. I was very sick for a long time, though.
What kind of sickness?
Oh, I was also burned quite badly.
Oh,
And there's only so much a mountain lion can do. I'm not entirely sure how I managed to survive that, but I did.
I also grew up with other parents than my real parents. I was adopted by owlbears.
that honestly explains a lot. Not gonna lie.
I don't go out hooing at the moon.
Maybe not when you're awake.
I am a hoot, though. Haha.
There are some interesting full moons with him.
Ah,
What about you, Audrey? Did you also grow up raised by a lion?
No,
What about a tiger or a bear?
no animals. Just my family.
Okay.
Had to go back home, but that wasn't fun.
Oh,
What happened?
Honestly, it starts back in Minolta. There was this facility that we found not long after Rofelia got her brother back, and I was too stubborn to wait for everyone else to explore it, so I went in on my own.
Hmm.
Another Kasim, one of the old gods of Minolta, woke everyone else up as I went in so that they would follow me, and just as we all expected, they did. But when I had gotten in there, I got trapped by some of the machines, and there was just this place where I saw my grandmother. My grandmother was the person who always told me to adventure and encourage that. Everyone else just wanted me to stop.
and she was already in the ruins?
No, it was a weird dream type thing that was like caused by whatever the facility was.
They were in a dream caused by the facility.
Yeah, but In the dream, she was trying to get me to stay and be complacent. And that's just not my grandmother. I knew it was wrong, but I also knew that was going to be the last time I ever saw her. Something just made it really clear.
Did you manage to get some closure?
No, not really, but eventually we did go back home. I did go back home with everyone else.
Okay.
There's been a lot of difficult things, from finding Rophelia's brother to going back home for my grandmother's funeral.
A lot has seemed to happen for you all.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, even in the facility, all sorts of things went wrong.
What sort of things?
I got injured.
What happened?
When we found Audrey, she was connected to the machine. I'm assuming this is how it managed to put her into a dreamlike state, but I couldn't stop Guy from taking those parts from her temples, and she passed out. And then the entire place started talking.
How?
I I don't know. It sounded different, but it definitely meant us harm. And these arms, these fluid mechanical arms with giant, I can only describe them as syringes, came from many different walls, and one struck Guy into the chest, and then he started behaving very strangely. I think he was injected with something.
That sounds creepy.
It called me a moonchild, and Guy one of the sea, and Audrey one of the hills.
Sure, just calls me a child all the time.
Am I wrong?
I mean, it would be nice if you called me a moon child. That sounds kind of cool.
I mean, if anything, I might just call you Moon Moon.
Moon?
Sounds kind of sweet, actually.
It doesn't know
Should
the
I
name.
continue, or?
Yeah, go for it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Right. Audrey was still unconscious, and Guy, he wasn't himself. I took Audrey out of the facility and handed her to the Kasim. But I went back for Guy. He managed to shake off whatever was controlling his mind, and he left too. But this place was too dangerous to leave, so after everyone was out of the crater, I destroyed it.
How did you destroy it?
Oh, I had summoned a water elemental earlier while the facility was actively attacking us, and after saying goodbye, I struck it with lightning, and it created a chain of events that destroyed the entire location. It's in pieces, buried under the sand now.
All I remember from the facility, the dream, and then waking up to seeing Guy getting stabbed by that thing and being pulled out of there.
Audrey?
It's not your fault. I keep getting us into positions that get us hurt. That get Guy hurt.
And so what happened after that?
Well, the reason why we were out there in the first place was we met with the leader of Minolta, the Atara, and we needed to do that in order for me to access the data terminal, because it would have showed her that we can be trusted with that.
Okay.
But part of it was also blackmail, because she did take one of our friends and held her captive while we performed this job for her.
I mean, she did also make Guy make a deal with her too, after that.
She's not a very kind leader.
What was the deal?
That he'd take his father's place to serve her.
And did he take it?
Of course he did.
Did that mean that he had to leave the party? Or what happened to him?
I believe he needed to clear his head, and so he left the house that we were staying in. I don't have any evidence for this, but given what I know about the Atara, I think she was manipulating him.
What do you know about the Tara?
I think she's connected to all of her citizens, and I don't think they have any sort of free will of their own.
Does anyone have free will?
Oh, you mean philosophically? I think so.
Honestly, I'm not sure if he does mean philosophically or not. It's hard to tell with him.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I get hungry. I need to go eat. Do I decide that I have to eat? No.
That's,
I just have to eat.
You decide that you will.
yeah,
Is that free will, though?
it's a survival instinct.
Can I really be blamed for what or who I eat? I don't think so.
Desperation can drive individuals into taking actions.
I had no free will. I had to eat all the farmers cheap.
That would happen to them.
Yeah, it wasn't my fault. It was just my instincts. Anyway.
That sounds incorrect, but okay.
We can circle back to that
I
later, maybe.
have to apologize to that farmer.
How do you get a prefix like the? If you want to be called the Atara or the AFRIM, how do you convince people to use the prefix the?
Oh, her citizens think she's a goddess.
Ah, I see.
You are not starting another cult. I just got rid of that last one.
Also, she's the only one, just linguistically. Atara would suggest that there was more than one, at least more than one at the time.
Yeah, as long as I get rid of all the other AFRIMs, I am the AFRIM.
This is not Highlander.
There can be only one.
Audrey, do you understand what they're saying?
Not many people do, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
So this facility that you blew up, was that a archaeological loss? Like, wouldn't that be quite bad for your university?
I'm less concerned with the university at the moment, and it was an archaeological loss, but also it was incredibly dangerous, and we did what we needed to survive.
I didn't want it hurting anyone else like it hurt my friends or my brother.
It had to be put down.
Had that facility turned other people into machines?
Unclear.
Okay.
Looks like both the kitties want to comfort you.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. But yes, after the guy had made that deal, we were given permission to go to the data terminal, which was this onyx obelisk. I don't know how to go about telling you all what happened there.
Was that the data terminal that called you an administrator?
No. The moon, Safina, called me an administrator and informed me of the obelisk or the data terminal so that I could access more information.
Did it ever give a better explanation as to what meant by administrator?
No.
Still don't know anything on that.
I don't think it can, other than give me a dictionary definition of what that word is.
Ah,
Well, maybe it just wanted you to dust it off.
That is certainly, she is very old.
What sort of information did you get?
Okay. Um, did I mention the star plan?
Oh, yeah, the Star Plan 68.
Yes. So someone else, another administrator, had already activated that plan, unfortunately. But I did learn what it does, which is send a beacon, a call to allies out in outer space.
Okay.
So Safina better translates to vessel rather than traveler, which is what we thought. I believe Safina was a vessel for ancient beings that were brought to Obriath, and there's countless universes out there that harbor life, and this was a vision that she gave me. But anyways, that's what that star plan did, is send a beacon to the Allies, though many thousands of years have passed since Safina came.
Yeah, so her allies should be all dead.
We're not sure who it sent that beacon to, if anyone. So that's concerning.
I'm sure it will be safe. If it was thousands of years ago, what could go wrong?
Uh-huh.
oh, you sweet summer child. Sorry, you sweet moon child.
It's sending it to other stars?
Other places. It didn't give me the information as to where, just generalized allies.
So, I mean, how long will it take for them to reach you?
Unclear. But I did learn of another star plan, which is to unearth all buried machine, which sounded like a bad idea.
Will that be including the facility you destroyed?
That was part of the concern. If by other locations like that meant another facility, or potentially something even more dangerous, or if it was buried underneath pre-existing cities or civilizations, it sounded like a bad idea, so I said no.
Might be for the better.
Oh, yes, I agree.
Despite all the treasures you could have found, you know.
Hey, from don't go getting any ideas.
We don't encourage treasure hunters in archaeology. I don't, at least.
But have you found any treasures?
I've found artifacts and things of value, both monetary, historical, and informational.
I don't encourage treasure hunting as well.
Encourages treasure hoarding.
Yeah. No hunting.
No hunting, only hoarding. Trying to understand him, send help.
So, where are you guys at currently? I think last time you said you were in a desert?
Yes. There's more at the data terminal though that I feel is a little important.
Yeah, go for it.
I guess I should probably explain what happened. So I tried to apologize to Guy and gave him the Hemler book, my tome that is covered in human flesh. And he needed to destroy it for the old gods, which is a separate thing from his deal with the Atara, because he has made a lot of commitments, a lot of different places recently, had at the time. So I gave it to him, but by doing that, I was breaking my deal with Hemler.
That doesn't sound good.
No, it was not. It damaged Guy a lot. He still felt like he needed to destroy it as one of his missions, and so he stabbed it, and it ate his soul. Rofelia tried to revivify him. I looked into the book for answers, trying to find a way to get his soul out. We got Guy back, mostly. His soul is still in my tome, and I have reconnected with the tome to prevent it from eating anyone else again.
It does like to numb, doesn't it?
It does. But now Guy is a devil in his old body.
Oh, okay. So it's partially his soul, partially a demon soul?
His whole soul is in the book.
Yeah.
He managed a deal with a different part of Hemler.
The one that's Prince of Hell.
Yeah, he managed a deal there and is back with us. Every time he dies, he loses a little bit more of himself
He died at Bardabar too.
in Bardabar.
I try to avoid making deals with demons. They keep adding small terms and clauses.
They have that very itty-bitty fine print.
Yeah, they make it too complicated. I mean, I don't want to read a whole book of terms and conditions before I agree to borrow some money. That's just frustrating. Not all demons are like that. Hashtag not all demons.
Enough to be cause for concern.
Yeah. As they say, a few bad demons spoil the broth.
I don't like that it sounds like you're eating them. More of concern for you than them.
I'm not gonna lie, he makes it sound like that a lot of the time for a lot of things.
Anyway, is there more to this story that we could taste?
I don't like how you're phrasing these things.
May we take another bite at this story?
Evan, put the barbecue sauce away.
I'm a little bit hungry, okay?
Oh, would you like a good berry?
Oh, yeah. Yes, please.
Okay, here you go. Please stop talking about eating my friend's home.
Yeah, something already tried to do that.
Yeah.
Can we ask what did?
So, after Minolta, we made our way to Vardabar. I had another vision of this time my whole family, except my grandmother. Something that I later learned was the Weave of Magic, which is currently broken, telling me about it. So we went back to Bardabar and discovered a number of things. My grandmother's funeral was going to be in a week, confirmed that she had passed. Also learned that something is coming from the south, threatening the countries on the way, and discovered what seemed to be a very old dragon made of metal. Like it's a machine, not like a metallic dragon. It was something that apparently in the past would burn the fields in order to like help revive them, but it was burning everything and flying erratically, and burning them so that the ground would basically never be fertile again.
Oh, that's kind of rude.
Yeah,
I don't think it was meaning to do that. I think it just got very old and broken.
yeah, definitely something that was old and broken, like a lot of the old machines we've been seeing.
Like the facility.
But yeah, we went to my hometown, saw my parents again for the first time since I ran away 23 years ago.
Oh,
Saw any of my family since then.
what was that like?
Awful.
Oh,
Growing up wanting to not live the typical halfling life of just staying in Bardabar my whole life, getting married and having a kid, and that being all my life does beyond farming. I wanted to go out and adventure. My grandmother used to tell me all these stories about when she did, including losing her leg to a dragon, which is why she had eventually retired. I just always wanted to adventure and go out, and like I never had. She was a bard. I never had that magic, any magic, but still I wanted to go out. My mother just constantly tried to convince me it was too dangerous, and my brothers would tell on me. It's just a mess. My dad never did anything to help. And coming back, most of my brothers were just distant. My my dad made it sound like he was always silently supporting me, as if not actively being against me leaving was enough, but he was never there, really. Like, he was never encouraging like my grandmother was. She was the only one who ever encouraged these things. And my mother was still very, very cross with me. Very, very sad because she just lost her own mom. But it's like my parents tried to reach out, but it has been far too long and far too difficult. I had to give up everything in order to go out and adventure.
but at least you've proven that you can venture and take care of yourself. That is not too dangerous for you.
I mean, I am certainly in far over my head.
Oh,
I think we all are.
Us included.
It's just always been a risk I've been willing to take, something that I know I wanted to do. I just never expected to come back home. And here I am for this funeral and apparently having to help my country with negotiations with hobgoblins for protection against whatever is coming from the south. And then after the funeral, I went to go fight a dragon, and it's so much.
Yeah.
was it the metallic dragon?
Yes. Well, a beast of iron and fire. More. It did not have wings, but it flew. There was more than just one. We went into the mountains.
Okay,
Uh,
that's a good place to find dragons.
I suppose, yes, that's accurate. Given the cave. I hope we're not offending you guys at all.
Oh,
Okay.
I mean, as long as you're not planning on coming here and hunting us.
No, you guys are very nice.
Only if you try and burn down my village,
Yes. Yes.
then it's on. But,
I'll note it down. So, what did you find in the mountains?
There was this tunnel that led deeper into the mountains, and we came upon a very large room with many, many, many versions of the same beast of iron and fire, hung up like drying meat. I think, Audrey, isn't this where you found traces of your grandmother?
So it looks like my grandma and her partner had been in this place before. I saw footprints that would have matched and moving around, and it looks like this dragon or beast of metal and fire was the dragon that she always told me about, the one that took her leg and the life of her partner. It looks like she was the one to set it off initially.
Oh,
Not like initially, just most recently,
oh, okay.
which is why it was moving around and burning up the land.
But did you manage to stop it?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We found I suppose it would be another data terminal, but it looked different. It looked more like metal. Like there were these buttons that you could push, and you could also touch the displays that pictures would show up on. Very strange item. It seems to be connected to where all of these dragons were, and we figured out how to call back the one that's been tormenting Bardabar, and we shut it down when it came back.
Luckily, Rofelia, being an administrator, was able to control it a lot more than the rest of us.
Okay, so being an administrator gave you some special powers.
I believe a little more access to information, yes.
Yeah, so it seems that this was created by whatever beings, it seems, restarted the planet after the cataclysm.
Yeah.
Because this was something that would, help keep the lands fertile. There were a whole bunch of them all around.
That makes me wonder if someone was preparing for this. Has this happened before?
That is a very good question.
It's definitely something we'll need to research more. It does seem like these things, along with a lot of the other pieces of metal we found around, have been corrupted by time.
And potentially by the breaking of the weave.
Yes, that is also very concerning.
There's a lot to be concerned about. Speaking of concerning things, Safina is running out of power, and in about 35 years she will crash into Obriath if we do nothing about it.
That doesn't sound good.
No, it would be cataclysmic.
Yeah, next steps, it looks like I have a map from my grandmother in the journal that she willed to me. So, following that, returning to Bardabar briefly to bring along my youngest brother. He wants to come adventuring, and knowing my family, I think I'm the best to help him. Then we are going to the Camerat Confederacy. There is a museum there that has another piece of Hemler, it seems. And then after the Camerat Confederacy and whatever waits for us there, we need to go find the ghost spaceship.
While we're at the Camerat Confederacy, actually, I have to meet my father. He apparently has answers for me as to the administrator position that I have. So I met a man in Minolta. His name is Aten Ka, and he knew far too much about all of us for it to be normal having just met him. But he was very helpful in Minolta, so he gave me information about my father, and he is also in the Camerat Confederacy. And then after that, we need to find a way to get to Safina somehow.
It looks like the Siren's Call will be the best way, even though that last we were aware was a ghost ship.
Yeah, that's.
That's the information we have.
Mhm.
We interviewed this one guy who had a similar problem that their moon was falling down on them.
Oh.
And apparently he got the aid of some giants to lift up the moon. Would that work for you guys?
I don't think we have any beings that large, except for maybe the Bone Titan, but the Bone Titan rising would also be just as bad.
Seeing as it seems to literally make up the spine? Yeah.
The mountain range? Yes, it
Yes.
would be not great. There's several world-ending things happening all at once.
Yeah, how do you guys survive?
Oh, I don't know. Actually, including Himmler. Himmler is currently making an army in Hell to continue his war with the gods. So that's another thing to be concerned about.
One of the souls of which include Guy. But largely the way we have survived is through Guy sacrificing himself and Rofelia healing us.
And Audrey getting a lot of information for us.
Oh, we all know I'm no help, other than getting us into trouble.
Audrey,
I'm not wrong.
put a pin in that. We shouldn't have this conversation here, maybe.
I suppose.
I mean, it's not like anyone's going to see this, except camera.
Well, I hope you stop your world from going through another cataclysm.
Honestly, if anyone can do it, I'm sure they can. But until that happens, have a good awakening.
Then we are going to the Camerat Confederacy. There is a museum there that has another piece of Himmler, it seems.
I've heard that that place is very photogenic.
Oh, Camerat with a T at the end.
Oh, okay.
Although I don't know what a camera is, so I don't know why I corrected you.